I have a cold, but my mom gave me purple Dimetap, so it's okay.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where you watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. And we're sponsored by Purple Tap.
I don't know if that stuff ever worked for me.
I just love someone saying Dimetap in a movie in 2020.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? Who takes Dimetap anymore?
Children down in New Orleans, apparently.
I guess so.
I guess so. We're back with our full breakdown for The Secret, Dare to Dream, 2020 positive thinking flick.
Oh, I feel so positive.
I've never watched a movie that's about positive thinking and trying to feel better and felt worse.
Yep. Until now.
and felt absolutely worse.
Until I was like, wait a second, she has a point.
Yeah.
There's a reason she's so negative.
Yeah, because reality. Do you want to give a recap? Do you want to read the one that's from IMDb, or do you want to read the better one?
You mean the useful one or the
yeah, useless or useful one? I'll let you choose.
Okay, well, we already said that it's based on the self-help book, The Secret. So
right.
We covered the useless one.
Yes, the useless one's covered. That's a good point.
So as far as useful goes, Miranda Wells is a hardworking young widow who's struggling to raise 3 children on her own. A powerful storm soon brings a devastating challenge and a mysterious man, Bray Johnson, into her life. In just a few short days, Bray's presence reignites the family spirit, but he carries a secret that could change everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, not totally wrong. Going to our prognostications, though, we were not right.
Not this time. No.
Not this time. No. I will say, though, our prognostications definitely would have made this better and more interesting.
Yes. And he could still be a demon of some kind. We're not ruling it out.
Not ruling it out. They don't get into it, but definitely not ruling it out. But
did you see that house at the end? Like he made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, you
of some
can't.
Kind.
Yeah, the 2 weeks worth of work there. Not even
pony.
Like a pony. Come on. How much you making as a professor at Vanderbilt?
As soon as you get pony money, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. So.
The upkeep on a horse alone.
Yeah. So we may have missed the mark on our prognostications, but still, as usual, I think made for a better movie. So
yeah, nuggets of truth.
Yeah, nuggets of positive truth in there.
Give me those truth nugs.
I don't know. So do you want to just go right into quick info here?
Yeah.
Info else you want? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you info.
No, you might as well.
So you weren't wrong. So this is directed by Andy Tennant. I think now friend of the pod, Andy Tennant. He did Fool's Gold.
I thought so too.
Yeah, he did Fool's Gold.
Fool's Gold.
Yes, Fool's Gold. You're all a bunch of fools. Hitch, as we know from the trailer, and he did a bunch of episodes of like bunch of random TV series back in the 90s and stuff. Sliders, which has Jerry O'Connell in it. Mm-hmm. There's that connection. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. I'm not sure if you remember that one.
Nope.
Wonder Years, and he did like an episode or two of
old Wonder Years or new Wonder Years?
Old Wonder Years or OG
really?
Wonder Years. Yeah, because he also did a couple an episode or two of the failed Ferris Bueller TV series.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
this could have been good.
Could have been. No, I'm just saying. Yeah. No.
I mean, you also said Fool's Gold, so
yeah. Screenwriter. So who is in charge of this disaster?
I don't know.
So top listed is Becca Brunstetter. She's screenplay and story by her. She's only done like a couple movies, but her biggest notable things are American Gods, Neil Gaiman, I think, right? Show. And she's done a bunch of episodes of This Is Us, which is a huge show, which I've never seen it, but I just know it's very popular.
People like it. Yeah. I haven't seen it either.
People like it. Our boy Andy Tennant here, he was also involved in the screenplay. And then Rick Parks, also involved in the screenplay. He's been around just for a very long time. Rick Parks.
Ricky Parks.
I don't think he did anything that's really ever after Cinderella Story. I kind of, as 1998. Major Dad, 1990, did one episode of that. Big Wolf on Campus, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, so definitely nothing.
Yeah, definitely nothing. Yeah. So.
Well, he looks like he did some revisions on Sweet Home Alabama. So interesting.
He must be Andy Tennant's boy, because that's Andy Tennant did that as well, right? So
yeah, I'm assuming revisions on this one, probably.
probably like some typos. And it's all based on the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne.
Got it.
So there you go. Actors, who's in this?
Yeah.
We got Katie Holmes plays Miranda.
Oh, you mean TV Guide's 2005 number 38 sexiest star of all time?
Yeah, that's the one.
Goddamn right.
The Katie Holmes.
I missed that segment, so I'm trying to bring it back.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that.
Thanks.
We got Josh Lucas, who plays Bray Johnson, the professor / not the dead guy dad.
Yeah.
Celia Weston.
Super punchable.
Yeah. He's like
especially in this movie.
Like I said, he's kind of like a Matthew McConaughey light, but maybe worse.
Like it even more punchable.
Additionally punchable.
Yeah.
Celia Weston plays Bobby / Nana / mother-in-law.
Okay. Yep.
She was the late ex-dead husband's mama. Jerry O'Connell plays Tucker. Sarah Hoffmeister plays Missy, the eldest daughter. Aidan Pierce Brennan plays Greg, the son. Chloe Lee plays Bessie, the youngest daughter.
Yeah, which can we talk? I mean, I know we're going to talk about it later, but also the kids' names are Missy, Bessie, and Greg.
Yeah, I know. I called
so
that
funny.
Out. I called that out. I'm like, they're Missy and Bessie? Come on.
Missy, Bessie, and Greg. I don't know why it's so funny.
Should have been Missy, Bessie, and Greasy. So then I called this one out. Sydney Tennant plays Sloane, who's kind of important. She's a hotel clerk.
Related to Andy?
I don't know, but I think it's a daughter. He's got 4 daughters. I didn't do a total look into, but I assume it's a daughter.
Must be.
And then Jeremy Warner rounds it out as the pizza guy.
That guy did a lot of heavy lifting.
I mean, the true hero of the movie, he delivered a pizza during a hurricane. Like,
right?
No one should be driving.
Pizzas.
Yes, no one should be driving during a hurricane.
No, stay home. I was gonna say we could start with a safety tip already, but
I mean, go for it. I think I think there's a few in here if I remember correctly, but
yeah, I mean, well, I was flipping through the guide again just to remind myself a little bit better, and I think it was 31. That was something along the lines of, in a hurricane, don't make a pizza guy bring you pizza.
That's yeah, it's right. Right, 31. Was it 31? Yeah, it's right.
Yep, 31.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was flipping through the safety tip Bible the other day, and I think I passed that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just mean,
Just courtesy, common courtesy.
Common courtesy.
Yeah, but it needs to be spelled out because people obviously
don't. Yeah, people don't understand. Like, I don't
want to be on the road. Yeah, neither do they.
Yeah, neither do they. They're humans too.
Pizza guys are humans too.
Yeah, that's right. All right, production box office numbers. So this worldwide made just under $5 million.
$5 million?
It made nothing domestically because it wasn't released in the domestic in our world. World.
I mean,
here, domestic to us in the United States.
Right.
I just clarify because
smart.
Right, just trying to clarify there.
It's still like 1,300 fanatics. It's too much money made on this movie.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. And then it made another 2.3 million on video sales.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, on a budget of 9.2 million. So not a moneymaker.
Nope. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So,
actually, speaking of crappy movies like this, I was talking about it last night with some friends and didn't know this. I'm going to drop a little pre-fast fact on you here.
I love it.
Not related to this movie, but related to the industry that we love.
Yeah.
Hollyweird.
Hollyweird. Yeah.
Hallmark movies, of which they produce like apparently close to 40 every year.
Yeah.
Standard budget, like $2 million. Did we talk about that before?
Yeah, we have. We actually, because I read this big article about the Hallmark movies and how they just crank them out, and they've got it down to a machine where they're like, they got them down to a low cost.
Yeah.
But then they all still make money. And it's crazy.
Well, like I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it. It's fine. These things happen. Or maybe we didn't talk about it. Maybe I read the article and I thought about talking to you about it. Who knows? No one knows anything about the past. It's all memories that are made up, right?
That's right. But that's the best money laundering scheme I've ever heard.
I mean, absolutely. Hallmark Channel for the win.
Yeah. Great work, team.
Yeah. Great work. Yeah. Pump out those Christmas Prince movies all you want, right?
Yeah. We can write them.
We'll send you 10 scripts right now.
Yep. By the weekend.
By the weekend. We had some stuff to do.
It was a couple days. Yeah.
And in Rotten Tomatoes, 28% on the critical score. So just under our line of 30%. 73% audience. Wowza.
Absurd.
Yeah.
Now, you have to wonder, are those people who really liked the movie, or are those people who really liked the book and wanted to like the movie?
So I agree. I think what happened here is people who read the book, because it's a worldwide bestseller, right? Huge hit. A lot of people love it. Yeah. Right? Phenomenal. Yeah, that's the word I was going to come up with. Maybe this is their way of positive thinking it into it being good. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So maybe just being like, hey, I like this, 5 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. That's just like, let me positive think it into being good. But deep down, you goddamn better well know this isn't a good movie. So
no, horrible. Yeah. Horrible nightmare.
Yeah. Horrible nightmare. So.
Like you couldn't have watched it, I think, and with a straight face say, oh, you know what?
That was good.
Good on those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good effort all around.
Yeah, right? I applaud all of you. No.
Katie Holmes was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got a fast fact for that. Maybe not so fine, apparently. So, SpaghettiOs. So, yeah, this movie is like, we've said it before. I wouldn't call it a celery movie. I don't know. It's kind of like stepping on a lone Lego and being like, oh, that's okay. Like, no, it's not.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. It just hurts.
Put your Legos away.
Yeah, put your right. That's
not worrying to be a safety tip, but
no, but
put your Legos away.
Yeah, it's pretty close. So, all right, you want to get fast facted?
Back me, daddy.
He's gonna be fast. So, Middendorf's. That's a restaurant that Tucker, Jerry O'Connell's character, owns. Right, he owns the restaurant Middendorf's. Yep. I don't know how to pronounce this other words. You might have to help me here. Middendorf's Menchak?
Menchak, yeah.
Menchak? I don't know. It's probably some Cajun word.
Yeah. I think it's one of those. Yeah, it's definitely a Louisiana word.
Yeah. So whatever, this Middendorf's restaurant is a real seafood restaurant just outside of New Orleans in Acres, Louisiana. Yeah. So if you're looking for it, it's located at the base of the I-55 bridge between Lake Meropis and Lake Pontchartrain. Pontchartrain.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Pontchartrain. It's going to be French, right?
Listeners, do you take umbrage with the way Russ pronounced any of these things?
Have you been to this restaurant? Is it good?
Yeah. Did you have the turtle soup?
Give us a review of the restaurant while giving a review of us. I'm sure it exists.
That's a water creature.
Did you have the alligator tail? Let us know. So The Secret, 2006, there was a documentary based on ready for this? So The Secret 2006 releases a documentary in March 2006. I just said that 3 times. And then later the same year.
Wait, what? It was a documentary before it was a book?
I think so. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
My mind is blown right now.
Yeah. So the documentary came out in March.
In a while.
Yeah, I know. We know our usage of that word. We know. Come on, let's go easy. So yeah, so it was released as a documentary in March 2006, and then later in the same year as a book.
What?
Yeah, I don't. That's kind of blown my mind too, because I don't know. Maybe is that real though? 2006 self-help book by Rhonda Byrne.
Right on Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, based on earlier film, the same name.
What?
Yeah. It's based on the belief of the pseudoscientific law of attraction, which claims that thoughts can change a person's life directly.
Nuts. 30 million copies worldwide for the book.
I know. Isn't that
what are you up to these days?
I'm up to like 400.
Hey man, that's pretty good. I was just what was the thing I was just watching the other day with an independent author like yourself?
Yeah, that's me.
And they were talking about how like this woman seemed like she had kind of made it, and she sold like 2,000 copies of her book. So you're pretty close to making it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
By whatever this show's standard.
I mean, I guess in the world of like self-published authors, sure, but you made it as in like, oh, that's a success, but not like financially.
No, definitely not financially. No, she was struggling, but
yeah. I get to 1,000. I call that a success because I break even. But hey, you know what? Selling 5 copies, that's a success. Selling 1, someone reading it, that's a success to me. So
good point. Good plug at the top though to go buy Russ's book if you haven't yet. It's good. I can say I read it.
Yeah, that's true. And I didn't pay him to say that. Hostthebook.com. Go for it. So then the book, though, is influenced by Wallace Wattles' 1910 book. You ready for this? Called The Science of Getting Rich.
Nice.
Yeah. Right.
Nice.
Let's get a copy of that book. Right.
Yeah.
I'm basically like, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to get rich. So Rhonda Byrne here received from her daughter during a time of personal trauma in 2004.
Huh. I mean, Rhonda Byrne is a way better name than Wallace Wattles, first of all.
I mean, Wallace Wattles is like, I mean, that's definitely a 1900 name, but
yeah, it's a pretty funny name, but it's not going to sell books.
No. Wallace Wattles. Your name is Wallace Wattles.
In this day and age.
Yeah.
But anyway, wow. Okay. Good on Rhonda then for repurposing this other book.
I mean, right. That's all the world really is. Just repurposing other people's stuff to make yourself money.
Yep.
Okay. I'm already starting off with negative thoughts. I'm sorry. We're supposed to be positive. We're supposed to be positive thinking here. Jesus.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I don't know. All right. Hey, you know what? That's great. Steal other people's ideas. Yay. All right. So
there you go.
Yeah, right.
That's the ticket.
It's all how you deliver it, not so much the content. It's how you deliver it that sounds positive.
Famously.
We already talked about this, but no, we didn't. The youngest daughter's name is Bessie. Stupid fast fact for you because there weren't many. The youngest daughter's name is Bessie. Katie Holmes' sister's name in Dawson's Creek is also Bessie.
What?
Yes. Talk about positive thinking.
Is Dawson's Creek in the South?
I don't know. It's that's a great question. We might get the Creekers on us on this one, but probably.
Yeah, Creekers. Send us an email.
Get at us.
I love what's his face there? James Vanderbeek. I love JVDB.
You love him so much you almost forgot his name.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I was gonna say JVDB, and then I was like double checking myself in my head.
Yeah, and JVCD or JCVD,
right, which I don't, not to be confused with
JCVD, which is a completely different four-letter thing going on there.
Yeah, but JVDB, my man. Big fan.
Okay.
His later work mostly.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, I like him. I got no qualms with him.
Yeah.
So earlier you said that Katie Holmes wasn't bad in this. Apparently, for her performance in this film,
she was the highlight.
She was nominated for the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Actress.
I think they were stretching that year.
Maybe. I don't know.
There must have been worse performances, right?
There had to have been. I don't know. But I mean, she was nominated. She didn't win, so clearly there was.
Oh, good.
Right,
okay.
Right, so, this is one of those dumb ones, but Jerry O'Connell, which I didn't know this, Jerry O'Connell, who stars opposite Katie Holmes in this movie, he wrote First Daughter back in 2004, which also starred Katie Holmes.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know he was into writing, and yeah, he wrote First Daughter, which is, yeah.
Is it good?
No.
Okay, so.
No. Yeah. Maybe we could do that one next.
Bad acting?
Yeah.
Stick to what you're bad at.
Yeah. So that's it for the fast facts. Do you want to? So the secret book, I don't have a lot of facts about it, other than like, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. It's the whole idea of people thinking about certain things will make it appear in their life. You know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much that's the secret. That's all it is. Visualization.
That's the secret. Yeah.
That's it. Which, by the way, in the movie, they don't really get into that much. I mean, I guess they kind of do, but like,
see, I wish they got into it a little more because
I do too.
They're heavy-handed about the little bit that they do.
Yes.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
And so I was like, just give it to bludgeon me over the head with it. If you're going to do that,
boom, boom, boom. Hit me hard. All right.
Like, I hate the character of Bray because he's just so like the character is that. This is the character. There's no other interesting things about the character. Like there's a million other interesting things about the character.
Yeah.
But they're not important because of this.
Yes, pretty much. So then going back to like, stealing stuff from people. So Byrne provides examples of historical persons who allegedly achieved this. Mm-hmm. She cites a 3-step process: ask, believe, and receive. Right? That's all you do. Just ask for it, believe in it, and then you receive it. Yeah, this was based on a quotation from the Bible's Matthew 21:22. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. It's the same thing. Ask, believe, receive.
It's literally the same thing.
Comes back to the Bible and just steals stuff from the Bible and then turn it into a book.
Works every time.
Right? Whew. And more about the book. She highlights the importance of gratitude and visualization, achieving one's desires, along with examples, blah, blah, blah. And describing how to improve one's prosperity, relationships, and health with more general thoughts about the universe. Now, I think that's interesting because she gets into like this scientific stuff in the book, apparently, and like how the universe, tap into the universe and all this sort of stuff, which now makes sense in the movie at the very end, in the beginning, where you start out from the view from the,
right. That's what I figured.
In the very end,
it doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense in the movie. Like it makes
for the movie, right?
Leave that. Cut that. Like
cut that.
Like why?
Was that pre-ameliorating?
Like what is that? Was that an Easter egg for like the readers of the book? Like really?
I don't know, but I figured that. Like I just assumed that, and it made me furious.
Yeah. And this is still part of the fast fact stuff, and I'll move this quick, but I just want to because like. Yeah. I want to get into like the negative thoughts of this because it's a positive thinking book. So then looking at some like the reviews about it, there's one of the harshest critics of it, Mark Manson, author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Okay.
He wrote that the book is full of misplaced cliches, silly quotes, and superstitious drivel, which sounds like stuff you'd write on a board and put over your bed, right? And be like, hey.
Plus one.
Right. Calls it a playbook for entitlement and self-absorption, which anybody who reads it and implements its advice will likely make themselves worse off in the long run.
I can see that.
John G. Stackhouse Jr., I have no idea who that is, has provided historical context, locating Burns' book in the tradition of New Thought, which is religious, whatever, blah, 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 and popular religion, and concluding that it isn't new and it isn't a secret.
No shit.
Yeah. And then I guess she has some scientific claims in the book too. In particular, isn't that awesome? In particular, concerning quantum physics. Why?
Sick.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Great idea.
30 million people read this and believe it. Have been rejected by a range of authors, including Christopher Chabris and Daniel Simons at the New York Times, and Harvard physicist Lisa Randall. There's some other people, Mary Carmichael and Ben Radford, I don't know who, writing for the Center for Inquiry, have also pointed out that The Secret has no scientific foundation, stating that Burns' book represents a time-worn trick of mixing banal truisms with magical thinking or presenting it as some sort of hidden knowledge. Basically, it's the new thought. It's the new thought. So,
big fan. Yeah, listeners, if you're gonna go start a cult or write a self-help book or anything like that, always mix science in because people will believe you.
Yes, absolutely. Because no one fact checks, except for the people later on.
Yeah,
after you
Hubbard did
it. After you sell 30 million copies, who cares? I don't care. Right. I wouldn't care. So.
No, who cares? Yeah. I don't think we're on the enemies list of Scientology yet, but if we were to be, that's another one of those, like, if you just throw a bunch of fake science in, people eat that shit up.
Yeah.
It sounds smart.
Yes. And then it becomes real. So,
love it.
Science fiction. Okay.
We're all the masters of our own reality.
That's right. See it, believe it, ask for it, believe it, receive it.
Do it.
Do it. Faster, stronger, harder. Okay. Let's move on. Do you want to Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Positive thinking. I'm sorry. Positive thinking, motherfucker.
That's right. That's right. And spinning this positively, it's probably one of my more creative pitches in a while.
Ooh, mine's gonna be interesting.
And it'll be quick. Also positive.
Mine too.
Great. Perfect.
I'm going to ask you, can you make this quick? I'm believing it. I'm hoping I'll receive that.
That's right. That's right. I will make sure you receive that.
By the way, I think you're supposed to ask the universe for the thing that you're looking for.
Ask your buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ask the universe. The universe doesn't know shit.
It doesn't care. The universe is expanding. It doesn't give a shit about you. So
that's right. Entropy.
Yeah.
See, now we're starting to say science words.
Yeah, right.
We're smart.
Believe this. Yep. This might be our 30 million downloaded episode.
Speaking of science, this movie is obviously force of nature meets holes.
Say no more.
So, right? Naturally. Force of nature, quick plug for ourselves.
Yep. Positive thinking.
Terrible Mel Gibson movie that you should go watch.
Or shouldn't go listen to us talk about it.
That's right. Better move. So for starters, you could say that the hurricane is a character in both movies.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, the hurricane sets off the chain of events, right? That's the universe. That's the universe striking and making things happen.
Yep, exactly. So both movies have hurricanes. Number one. Number two.
I have a gripe about that in this movie because it's not like he was like, oh man, I hope a hurricane comes so then I can hang out at our house for 2 weeks and fix our house. Like,
I mean,
maybe he did.
I hope our house gets kind of knocked down so I can fix it.
He believed it and he received it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I think her negative belief overruled his positive belief. So,
oh, okay, all right.
I think that's how it all worked out.
Murphy's Law: if worse can happen, even more worse will happen, right?
Exactly, even more worser.
Worse is sister.
Mm-hmm. Both movies, from Enemy of the Pod, Lionsgate.
Oh, wow, going there. Okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Both movies, super punchable main character, which in ours is both Bray and Miranda are incredibly punchable. You hate them so much.
Yeah.
In Force of Nature, Mel Gibson's a Nazi and there's a real Nazi. So there's also two punchable characters.
Yeah, multiple punchable faces in that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And whatever that was, it a cheetah at the end? I don't know.
It was a bobcat punchable. Not punchable. Don't punch a cheetah. Don't
punch a cheetah.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
Or if you want to learn consequences too.
Yeah. There's no faster way to learn. And both movies didn't have enough hurricane destruction, in my opinion. The hurricane was a little weak.
Yeah. I bet that.
I wanted more. There was definitely way more in Force of Nature, but
yeah, there was. Yeah, I mean,
it's called Force of Nature, but. And I think that's pretty much it on that one.
That's fine.
So meets holes. One, historically unlucky families here.
Yep.
Kind of the whole plot of Holes is that.
Yep.
Wicked unlucky. Friend of the pod, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's beef. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Historically unlucky. Just like in this movie, Katie Holmes' family, like it really is like everything bad that can happen will happen to them.
Yeah, they are Murphy's Law. Just pack it up and go home, you know?
Yeah, it's great.
Or don't go home.
Right. Don't go home because they fall on you.
Because your home sucks.
Right. Speaking of homes that suck, their home sucks. In Holes, he's like living in holes in the desert, digging them at prison camp for kids.
Living in holes that's sucky. That's sucky.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's sucky.
Horrible. Yeah. No roof on a hole.
Nope.
Right. Just like this movie. This movie takes place in the South. The Holes also takes place in the South, and they eat a lot of peaches, which are from a couple states over from Louisiana. So
Florida, yeah, right?
Or Georgia.
Georgia, that's what I meant.
The peach state.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that was a pretty loose connection on my part.
That's all right. That's fair. That's what we're here for.
At the end, the unexpected, like there's like an unexpected surprise that makes everyone rich, and it's kind of like comic, like cartoonishly rich.
Yeah.
In Holes, it's like they find a treasure chest that like was promised to the family. Like it's like a, it's a whole thing. Him and Zero get
whole thing.
Thanks, bud.
Sorry.
No, I appreciate it. And in this one, they like get this invention about something that I really didn't care enough about to pay attention to.
No, it was I don't know. Yeah.
And comically, cartoonishly rich at the end, unbelievably.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
All right, I'm into that. I get a mix of somewhat wishful thinking because I think this movie would be fantastic. So I'm going with It's the now I'm looking at these two movies, but I think it's The Illusionist, 2006 Edward Norton magic movie.
Sure.
Meets Alive, the 1993 survival true story
Live. I don't think I've seen that one.
Rugby team gets in a plane crash and
Based on a true story?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm more familiar with The Prestige than The Illusionist. So you're going to have to hold on this one too.
So those both I think came out the same year. I think The Prestige is hands down the better magician movie. Yes, this is like
the Hugh Jackman one, right?
Yes, the Hugh Jackman. What's his face there? Christian Bale. Also
Hugh Jackman, right?
Yes. Also yes. Spoilers. It's Hugh Jackman. And David Bowie is in that. The Illusionist is definitely Illusionist is definitely the poor man's magician movie.
Okay.
But so The Illusionist, I'm going with that one because one, really both these movies are about magic. And when it comes down to it, and just kind of making stuff up, right? And tricking people. Both kind of have a forbidden love in a way. Mm-hmm. Illusionist, there's a forbidden love because he wants to hook up with he's like a peasant class, basically the classic Romeo and Juliet thing, and then she's supposed to get married to the prince and yada yada, right? Not supposed to have that. This movie, I mean, kind of weird. Like ends up hooking up with his partner's wife. Like, that's
not great.
Yeah, that seems a little. I mean, that's a little forbidden, I would think, right?
Yeah, he predators on them, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Both movies have the other guy, the guy who's like pining after the main love, right? And is like geared up to wed them, to wed the main love interest. But
Good
then is humiliated in like some fashion. I feel like Tucker was humiliated quite a bit in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever return an SUV?
Or a wedding ring?
They're not psyched about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Or be told you can't handle a chainsaw. Yee.
That too.
Not even to his face. Not even to his face.
I mean, they're not wrong.
And then both movies kind of end with both movies ends with the magician getting the girl at the end with some kind of trickery.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So that's all I get for that one. Meets Alive. Now, Alive is a plane crash movie, survival movie. So both movies got a plane crash, right? With some few / lone survivors.
Yep.
Both plane crashes happen in snow-covered mountains.
Okay, yep.
Now, this is where I'm going a little wishful thinking / this is a bit of a stretch, but I feel like in Alive, there maybe wasn't enough positive thinking to get them out of the situation, but for two people who did survive, maybe they had more positive thinking than the rest of the crew.
They were the positive ones, yeah.
Yeah, so general safety, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is in the Bible anywhere, but like, if you don't want to be eaten by your friends, think positively.
I'm pretty sure it made the list at some point. I think it's a little deeper. It's like 74, maybe.
74, yeah. So if you don't want to be eaten by your close friends, just think positively. So,
yep.
And then this is the wishful thinking part is I'm hoping that they don't really dive too much into the plane crash that Bray gets into. But I'm kind of hoping that he actually had to eat Matt, the husband, to survive.
Oh, he ate it for
yeah,
sure.
Right. Okay. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. All right.
We're on the same page here.
Okay. All right. Good. As in Alive. Okay. Good. Because in Alive, they had to eat their friends to survive. So.
Yeah. Well, he was kind of alive still, I think.
Who, Matt or?
Yeah, Matt briefly.
And do you think Bray killed him and then ate him?
And that's that was the confusing thing to me because wasn't it Matt who? I know we're skipping way ahead, but in that one scene where we got the glimpse of it, when like the emergency workers came over and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy's alive!"
That was Bray. He wrapped himself.
I thought Bray was the guy who got out of the helicopter. I thought he was the one who they
did some like jump cuts where he got out and he wrapped himself up and then
the shots were unclear to me. Okay,
no,
so I thought Matt lived briefly and then died like on site or something like that. But
no, they were like, "Oh, this guy's alive," and like, "Oh, this guy's missing a face." I think that was like the line they cut. Okay. It was like on the cutting room floor because Bray ate his face
because he ate him. Yeah, of course.
Obviously, right. This guy's
cheeks
missing a
are
limb.
tender.
Yeah, right. You get in there, a little sauce, saute that up.
Fava beans,
nice Chianti. So that's it. That's what I'm going with. I actually feel much better about that than I was expecting.
I did too. We both did great. Positive thinking,
right? Positive thinking. We did great, listeners. If you thought we did great,
great.
Yeah, we are great.
Yeah.
Universe,
listeners, tell us we're great. Tell me we're good.
Positive thinking, listeners, you're great too. Only if you tell us how great we are, though.
Right.
So come on. All right.
We love you.
Yes. All right, so that's it. Are we just gonna get into this thing?
Yeah, might as well crank it
All
up.
right. We just opened up with all of our very long production company distribution groups here.
So long.
Epic Lionsgate intro. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. Really taking the universe to heart there.
Yeah. Epic roadside attractions setup. Gravitas Ventures, a Red Arrow Studio, kind of a long one too.
Yeah. They all got good ones.
And then sneaking in at the end there is Try G. Don't know what you do.
Money laundering. Yeah.
Probably. I was going to do a little homework on these, but then I just ran out of time. So,
yeah. I'm assuming the 3 Gs are get, going, gaseously.
Gaseously. Okay.
Mhm.
I was thinking Try G is in G's is in like $1,000. So Try G's.
Oh,
$3,000.
They put in $3,000 and that's okay. Maybe.
And then I love this one, in association with the Secret.
Which I was like,
what?
Is the Secret a company?
I was like, and then I was like, wait, is the Secret kind of like a Scientology, like you were saying before, like is it like a Scientology thing?
I think so, dude.
No. Oh,
I think so.
Oh, no.
Rhonda, call us.
give us a ring. And then we get a little prologue / title card here, which I think this is from the book.
I assumed, yeah.
Yeah. There are only 2 ways to live your life. Fast and furious. No, just kidding.
Family.
Yes, and family. There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
The other is as though everything is.
Yeah. Asinine.
I already want to throw the book across. I'm already throwing the book across the room.
I could think of 8 more ways.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll name them right now.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I hate, like, this is my least favorite kind of content in general is this specifically like the platitudes and like the I don't know. Remember when we were younger?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
To be young and in shorts, and at the time I was, starting my marketing career, and people were like, "Oh, you got to read this marketing guy," and I'm like, "Okay." So I went and like read the blog of this marketing guy, who I despise more than anything, because all of like the blog posts were like, instead of giving your customers what you want, give the customers what they want. And you're like, no shit.
Yeah, like it's just
God, son of a
Yeah. It's like, are we missing out on something? Because we could write a stupid book like that and just be like,
yes, we are.
It's like, and people are making money doing that.
I had so much money, dude. And that makes me mad to no end. There's like a whole industry of people on like LinkedIn and wherever else that can do that kind of shit. And you're like, we could totally do that. We just don't have the authority. the artificial authority made up of like, but well, I think we do at this point.
I think at this point, absolutely. I think if we think positively, if we just ask the universe, do we have the authority? And we believe that we have the authority, then we will receive the authority.
Yeah, wait, that's accomplished software bros, podcasters, authors.
I mean, hello.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So coming soon to a bookstore near you, Russ and Jared's Book of Platitudes.
Actually, that's gonna be our safety tips book, which that's
right. That is basically that. Actually, yes, we're doing this. We're doing it already. Thank God.
It's already happening. We're building up to it.
You're right. I become what you hate, listeners. That's my advice to you. Become what you hate.
Yeah. It's the only way through. It's the only way through the other side. Okay. So we get this whole opening. We have like this space shot of the hurricane moving in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first it starts out as like kind of the universe, and then it shapes into the earth, and then you have the hurricane. Right. Like the hurricane turns into like, so it's supposed to be connected to like the galaxy. At the very end, like the galaxy looks like a hurricane because it's spin. Sometimes you just want to slap a TV because you're like so angry with what's on it. But fuck.
Also, this hurricane looks enormous.
Yeah, that hurricane's here to F shit up. I mean,
yeah, this is not the kind of hurricane that you mess around with.
Yeah, this is the one that's like, all right, goodbye, Florida. I guess you're gone. We don't need you anymore. Yeah. Not that we.
It's the kind you
but
evacuate for. Definitely don't just like stay in your house so a tree can go through it.
Head north to Georgia, but no further.
That's right.
So we get news updates about the hurricane, how it's coming to change. Yeah, Hazel coming in to change the landscape, and we get our title card, The Secret, Dare to Dream.
Do I ever? But at least the scenery is beautiful, which is just filmed in Louisiana. Did you know?
Yeah.
It looked like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks nice, which I appreciate.
Yeah, so the opening it continues. Like, the opening is pretty quick. It's like, basically Hazel's coming in. She's going to be a big bitch, and she's coming in hard to mess things up. And we just got shots of the town getting prepared, doing the sandbag thing, and blah, 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 right? And then we cut
up the windows, etc.
Yeah, getting the boards ready. Miranda. She's a British lady now. Miranda, she's checking on some fish she's got because she's at the dock at the boat, right? She's talking to her buddy there. She makes a deal with some soft shells. She's like, whoa, soft shells this late in the season?
Yeah. She's wildly overpaying for soft shells. But.
Yeah, who possibly thought this into existence? So she outbid some other guy, and that's it. She's got some soft shells, right?
Yep.
And we cut to the fish shop. She's doing chalkboard and fish shop and stuff, right? Listening to the soft shells up there.
On the phone with the bank about an overdraft.
Right.
She's, we're setting the stage here. She is irresponsible.
Yes. We don't it's nice. The one thing I will say, because she is in debt, she's like obviously broke. It's different, right? There's a difference thing here. We don't get the old late notice email, which is nice. That was a refreshing, True. Usually you get that. Yeah. That's just like it's an annoying thing.
Yeah. This one was a phone call where they also explicitly tell you.
They just tell you. Instead of showing you, they just tell you, which is not what you're supposed to do, but yep. So then we cut to the office. This is like stuff from the trailer. We meet Jerry O'Connell's character Tucker.
Yep, it's all from the trailer. You can never be too careful. When it can always get worse. Everything's awful. Make sure you're prepared for this.
Blah blah blah.
Yada yada yada. He's like, I got us into a fancy restaurant tonight, and she's like, not interested.
Not happening. Not happening. She's just to establish she's a negative Nancy kind of early on.
That's right.
She's a realist. She's just thinking in the real world here. Then we get a New Orleans City transition shot.
Morose Miranda.
Oh, I like that. Morose Miranda.
Thanks.
And then we get a New Orleans City transition shot. And then we get the hotel.
The Big Easy.
Yeah, and then we get the Big Sleazy. And then we get we meet Bray Johnson here. He enters, checks in.
From Nashville.
And we meet our hotel clerk there.
She's got a cousin in Nashville.
That's right. Yep. Talking about he's from Tennessee, Nashville. Yep. Whatever. He's a really nice guy. Well,
because he is at Vanderbilt.
Right.
Which we'll find out in a few minutes. But
yeah, and then he starts already with his kind of pseudoscience bullshit.
Doing his best, Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, anything's possible. If you really want it.
That was the end of the line, right?
Yeah, that's how he ends that. He wants a room with a view. There's none available, but positive thinking, all of a sudden, one becomes available. I don't know what happened. They just left.
I don't understand hotel rooms with a view in like New Orleans. Like, if you're going to get a room with a view, it's like Niagara Falls or like.
Yeah, all the buildings there are like the same height. It's not like you can.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. I can see the other building.
So then we cut to the dentist. Classic dentist move, just asking questions while doing his job.
Yep.
If there's any dentists out there listening, when my mouth is open, you get things in there, don't ask me questions.
I can't answer. And of course, she doesn't have insurance and desperately needs a root canal.
Oof, the worst, because U.S. healthcare, right?
That's right.
Am I right?
Yeah. You're familiar with no insurance.
Living a dream.
That's right. Apparently, I don't know if this is the going rate for root canals, but $2,500 is pricey.
That sounds about right. I gotta get a couple of fillings done. It's like, it's pricey.
Dang. Well,
yeah.
Sorry for loss.
I gotta sell more books.
They're talking about the hurricane more, and she's being negative still. It's like, we're gonna get hit so hard. I know it. It's gonna be awful.
Right. She's still with she's still at the dentist's office, right?
When she's talking about the hurricane, yes.
Yeah. Okay. But then she's also like, didn't she have some comment about she's dating the boss? She's like, she can't ask her boss to like cover it or something like that, which
yeah, that's right. Because the woman at the dentist's office is like, well, just like can't Tucker just like write you a check for it?
Can't your rich boyfriend kind of hook you up here, get the black card out and get it done?
She's like, that's a little sleazy.
I wouldn't call that I don't think that's in the safety tips, but I think it's just common sense. Don't date your boss.
Yeah, don't date your boss. And if you do, don't ask him for money.
Yeah, because that's weird. That'll make things weird. So
right.
All right, so we got more New Orleans transition shots. We got Bray Johnson here. Bray Johnson driving. He's got the envelope and truck stuff in the trailer. He's looking at it, holding it, carrying it. We got to Miranda's house. And this is most of the stuff in the trailer, but he shows up. He's knocking on the door. No one answers. Mm-hmm. Then he, like most stalkers and snooping people, he goes around back because if no one answers the front door, they must be on the other side where they can't hear.
Which is something I have only ever done to my closest friends.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah, I've never.
Never have I ever at a stranger's house been like,
Nope.
oh, you know what? They're not home. I'll go around back. Just in case.
Yeah, that way I won't get shot. And then it's a scene from the trailer. We got Bray running into the son there, asking a bunch of questions. The son's being kind of a dummy and giving all this information.
Yeah.
Bunch of exposition. Mom's not here. Bunch of exposition about
sick.
dad. Right? He's sick, but he's fishing.
Which I was like, I thought they made a big deal about him being sick because they do it. They talk about it in like 5 more scenes.
Yeah.
And then immediately forget about it. Like it's in the first third of this movie. They're like, oh, he's like a sickly little boy. And then they never bring it up again.
Yeah, I think it was just so he could be home alone and have this moment.
I guess so.
Because then later on, he's like, oh, he came by with a letter and you didn't tell me anything? It's like, kid, you could have saved Bray here. Instead, you were like, oh, it's really the son's fault because kids are stupid. So
that's right.
We do get a little exposition about dad, don't we? We learn he's an inventor, blah, 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 right? Which Bray obviously knows. He knows this. Greg is like, hey, man, don't tell. If you run into my mom, just don't tell her we spoke because I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
And he's like, the secret is safe with me.
That's the secret.
Yeah.
And then Bray drives away and there's like a close-up shot of the mailbox 214, just so you know, because that comes back later.
Then we cut to Miranda driving now.
Miranda car, right?
Listen to the radio, more panic about the hurricane.
Yeah, more hurricane updates. And then she goes to grab some candy from the glove box, and it's like
taffy. Importantly,
that's important. That's an A foreshadowed.
Mm-hmm.
She was literally just at the dentist, and she has to get a root canal, and she starts eating taffy.
And eating taffy.
Taffy is like the worst candy to eat. Like,
listeners, I don't know if you're big taffy heads like we are, but
yeah,
it's chewy and sticky.
Yeah, it's like injecting pure sugar into your teeth.
Horrible. And obviously she's like, ow. Maybe that's why she was nominated for the Razzie.
Yeah, I was just
thinking back.
Yeah. Ow. And then she like spits it up and then licks all the sugar up. I'm like, all right, can we move on from this? I don't need to see this. Like, this is
it was too much. But thankfully, the ex-dead mother-in-law who's alive.
Who's alive? Ex-dead mother-in-law who's alive. Yes.
Late mother.
She is
in-law.
Yeah, she's old, so late. Yep.
Bobby Wells.
Bobby Wells coming in hot. Bobby Wells now plays. Bobby Wells plays shortstop for the Blue Jays or something.
Oh, that makes sense.
Pretty sure. So I love how they like this one. It's like she's sitting there in the car and then like the FaceTime like thing prompts on the screen. I was like, oh, that's a weird way to do this. It makes sense later on, but it's like,
yeah,
it's Bobby Wells and a terrifying picture of the mother-in-law here.
And I love that she leads with, well, storms like this are only going to get worse with climate change, which you don't usually hear that generation leading with.
No, absolutely not. I was actually surprised throwing that little zing in there, right?
Yep. And Miranda blames the cows, which also valid.
Yeah, these are all valid issues. So
yep, big agriculture. We're coming for you.
Yep. You
and Big
ITMT
Pharma Army.
Yep, we're coming for you. And we're not coming for Big Pharma. They're too big. So
no, but they always win.
They always win. They always win. Mm-hmm. Agriculture, though, we got you. And then basically, his mother-in-law is basically just telling her what to do. But
she's like, you have to move out of that house. It's not safe. You can't afford it, and you never call me.
Yeah, and she, I wonder why. And then the daughters pile in the car.
Perfect timing.
Missy and Bessie.
And I hate this scene so much.
Yeah, this one's rough.
Missy is an awful actor.
Yeah. And she's doing a great job being an annoying teenager, though.
I disagree. I think she's doing a bad job of being an annoying teenager.
Oh, really? I thought she was just annoying. And it was like, oh, this is playing out really well. She's just being an annoying teenager, but
yeah, no, I think the line delivery was also not good, but it was, you're right, incredibly annoying.
Yeah. So everything sucks because she's a teenage girl and she's like, oh, this other girl's having a party on the same day as me. Mm-hmm. They have food trucks.
Freaking food trucks.
Like, food trucks, whatever. And then the phone rings. This is all the kind of some of the scene from the trailer, right? And it's called from the bank. And she's like, is that Carol? And she's like, you're on a first name basis with the bank? Ugh, Mom, that's embarrassing.
You're like the worst driver in the whole world.
Yeah, no one's paying attention. That's when she rear ends Bray Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Bumper just falls off.
That exchange, I don't know. It was kind of intense. She's like, you're the worst driver in the whole world. And the mom's like, because no one else in the world has you as a passenger. Like, whoa. You're supposed to be the adult.
Yeah. Coming in hot with the return there, Mom.
Yeah, geez.
So then, she gets out. She comes out and she literally just comes in hot, just kicks the bumper off the front of her car, and then continues to kick the shit out of the bumper like she's David Beckham, just pounding on the thing.
Yeah. David Beckham wouldn't do that.
No. And Bray's like...
He loves kicking stuff.
Yeah, he does love kicking stuff. And Bray's like, whoa, 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 whoa. All right. I'll help you fix it.
Now, don't worry about insurance, lady.
Yeah, his version would be, okay.
Okay.
And
Positive.
Hey, let's be positive thinking here. And she's like, oh, there goes my deductible. And he's like, let's not let insurance pay for this. Let's, Yeah.
He's like, you got a little duct tape, some spray foam? And she's like, what?
Yeah. So how about we come to some other agreement? And it's all from the trailer and the and then she gets in the car and the oldest daughter is like, you're going to let this guy follow us home?
Yeah. Great concern.
Power of positive thinking.
Yeah. You know what? I am going to let this creep follow us home because maybe he'll get rid of you finally is what I was expecting her to say.
Yes. So then we're driving home and Bray's like, no shit. 214. This is my Miranda.
It's like he positive thinking his way into her rear-ending him. Yeah.
And the storm coming so we can fix a house for 2 weeks. I don't know. There's a lot of, okay.
Yeah.
It must be my lucky day. So then there's this shot from the
must be my lucky day.
Must be my lucky day. All right. Okay. Doesn't roll off the tongue as well, but that's why he's the poor man's McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs the envelope shot from the trailer and he's like, you know what? I'm going to hold off on this because I don't want to, there's a chance I might get a hookup here, but maybe not. So,
and then the movie would be over.
And then the movie was not that's actually true, right? The movie would just be over because she'd be like, cool, I've got a ton of money. Great.
Right.
Okay. So then we're in Miranda house.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in the house.
Sure are.
And this is where he officially, I think, get the daughter's names, Missy and Bessie.
Yep.
They meet, they're chatting. He's like, oh, here's my name's Bray. And he's a professor at Vanderbilt because a sticker in the truck and getting some exchanges.
Nice to meet you. Not really. What? Just be kind.
Yeah, just relax. Relax, all right? Yeah, and then the sun comes out and he's like, whoa, what the WTF?
That's the guy.
That's the guy who was snooping around my backyard. And they both kind of play it cool.
Yeah, and he's like, boy, I need some tools and I need some foam.
Boy, I said I need some tools.
And he's like, okay.
All right.
What kind of foam?
All right, new dad. Like, that's right, son. New dad. You can call me that. New dad. So son runs, grabs the tools, whatever. And then we catch a photo of the father. Kind of looks somewhat like Bray in the photo. A little bit, but we get a close up of the father. Kind of reminding he's there.
Yep.
Missy, the eldest daughter, she does some Googling of Bray Johnson. According to her, she checks out. But later on, she obviously didn't do enough homework because it's on the goddamn second page that he stole your father's patent.
Right. Like just look slightly harder.
Like the daughter is smart enough to go Google him and look him up, but not smart enough to like do a couple clicks and like see that he was working with your father. Like
dumb as rocks. We've established apparently.
Yeah, well, all right, we got a weather channel update. Yep, ain't looking good. We got a Cat 4 hurricane coming in hot. Hooey. And then we get the youngest daughter dropping a pizza line. I just want pizza. Kids complain about food this entire movie. And
which I guess counts as positive thinking.
I guess so. Yeah. And then we get the oldest daughter being like, how much are you paying this guy to fix the thing, whatever? And she's like, nothing.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, so then shot of the son and Bray doing some work on the car, mostly the trailer stuff, right? Them talking, and son's like, well, maybe she's a lousy driver, and Bray's like,
you're telling me.
And then they fix the bumper, and they're kind of like, okay, we're going in. Rain starts coming down though, because obviously hurricane's coming in.
Then basically, Miranda's like, well, you have to come in and wash up. I glossed over a lot. I accepted it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, She pushes beer on him quite a few times too. Like, you want a beer? You want like a lot. Like the first time she's like, hey, you want to go water, a beer?
Like, was Matt an alcoholic?
Yeah.
Are you an alcoholic?
Like, I don't want to drink white wine by myself,
Right? Like, I don't know. She was pouring a glass of wine at breakfast at some point in this movie.
She definitely was. And then there's this, so then we're back inside. It's night. They're in, the storm's coming in, rain's coming down, whatever. And then there's like more information about the hurricane on TV, but then the whole family's breaking down about money. All the kids are breaking down about money and like right in front and like food right in front of Bray. I was like, I'd be like, this is embarrassing. I'm like, kids, shut up.
Yep.
Go play in the other room or something.
Yeah,
and
that's what they get. Like the poor people can't afford pizza. We're not poor. We're broke. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're slicing hairs there. And then the rain starts coming down. We start getting leaks in the roof. So she pulls out all the pots and pans. And it's like, oh, the kids are ready for this. Like, okay.
Yeah. And this is when Bray starts teaching the children that they're very powerful.
Yes.
They need to be careful because you get what you expect.
Right.
Okay. And then there's like, starts doing his science thing. And he's like, your thoughts work just exactly like science. The more you think about something, the more it gets drawn to you. And they're like, what?
That's
so then they're like,
science works.
yeah, I love pizza, like with pepperoni and other stuff and cheese. And like the boy's like, then stuffed crust. That's what makes it. All right. Okay. And then out of nowhere, a knock at the cabin.
Pizza guy in the middle of a hurricane.
Yep, 2 pizzas from Miranda. One of them is stuffed crust. And apparently some guy named Tucker, who is the guy.
Yeah, the guy. The other guy. The other guy, really, yeah. Mm-hmm. He bought
Even
it.
lets a tip already.
Love it. What a nice guy. And then they're sitting at dinner and basically just shit on mom the entire time while they're eating pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bray drops some more philosophical thoughts here about even the bad can lead to good things, right? No matter what happens. And then, of course, Miranda's like, not in this house. Or no, the oldest daughter says that. She's like, not in this house. Which is kind of
There's some other weird stuff in this scene, too. Like, they talk about her relationship with Tucker, and she's like, the daughter's like, well, she doesn't call him a boyfriend because he's 43. And you're like,
you're
like, how old is Katie Holmes? Because she looks much older than 43.
Or at least within the same area. Like,
yeah, definitely in the same area.
I think in real life, they're about the same age.
I know in real life, she was like 42, but she looks older than that. I think. And also, what's his face? Like I don't understand. Like, where's the discrepancy?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to pretend she's like in her 30s or something, but
yeah, maybe like, it's
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they're like, are you a Buddhist or something? And he's like explaining his like philosophies to them about where he's like, well, I just don't get stressed about things. And like, unlike our mom, who's always stressed, like she's exhausted when she wakes up. And they're like, whoa.
Let's pump the brakes here. Give mom a break. Yeah. Let's give mom a breather here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a really upsetting dinner all around, but he's basically like, okay, everything was good. Gotta go though. You've got quite a nice family here, leaving in the rain.
Yeah.
And he's like, I wanted to say something to you, but the timing didn't seem quite right. And then we get screaming from in the house, and you're like, wait, what?
Spider. The kids. Classic Spider move. So then Storm's coming, Braze packs up in the truck, and he leaves the envelope in her mailbox, which I was like, dude, you know a hurricane's coming. You know that's going to get
immediately ripped out of the ground.
You're an engineer at Vanderbilt. Like, how physics and... All right.
So stupid.
It's like, yeah. All right. And then stuff in the trailer. We got Miranda sitting curled up on the couch watching news updates. She texts Tucker tucks a bucks there. Thank you for the pizza. Mm-hmm. And he FaceTimes her, and this is why it comes back later why they did this, and she just ignores it. See ya.
Yep. You hate to see it.
All right, we get a Storm transition shot, and then we're Miranda house still a little bit later, and this is stuff from the trailer. She's sleeping, and
there's a quick hotel. There's a quick hotel in between.
Is there?
With Bray, and it literally just goes like something magical's happening.
That's what he said.
I think maybe Sloan says it.
Oh, okay.
Somebody says it like I think to him at the hotel, and we're like, wait. What?
Cut that. You don't need it. Cut that. Yeah. Get rid of that.
Right. That's why you 2
seconds. Yes. I don't need it. So I glossed over. It's not important.
That's right. And then that's when it cuts to the house and you see the mailbox like about to fall over, and Miranda awakens to a crash from the trailer. Right.
Right. Trees in the kitchen. As it happens, she brings the entire family.
Hey, kids, get in the bathtub, just like Adventures with Daddy. Remember Adventures with Daddy?
Like, what does that mean?
Wait, what? Bathtub Adventures with Daddy? Come back to that later.
Yeah. Like, what are we talking about here? What's happening?
Yeah.
And we get a next day Bray driving transition shot over the bridge. Next day, storm's gone. We're past, right?
Yep. It's always sunny in Louisiana, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're back to the bathroom with the family. Mom comes out, assesses the damage. She's like,
water
it's
everywhere.
bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, there's water everywhere. There's a tree in the kitchen.
Yeah. And I love Greg's like, well, what are we going to do? And she's like, well, if the cereal's dry, grab a bowl and eat some before the milk goes bad. And then
Bessie.
the poor Bessie has such a good line.
Great line.
Why does this always happen to us?
It's so sad.
And she's just like, I guess we're unlucky. Have you seen holes?
Yeah.
We're just like them.
Hilarious. So then Bray returns. He's back and the mailbox is gone. He's like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
There goes $100,000 check that was in there.
Yeah. First he sees it, I think, and he's like, oh shit. But then he's like, the universe was right. My job's not done here yet.
My thought was, did he positively think that mailbox away so he can keep coming back and like?
Definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's like the kid in the cornfield in Twilight Zone where he like just wishes it away, and it's
yeah.
Oh, I just sent him to the corn.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. It's fine. So then Bray pulls in. He assesses damage, looking not too good. And I was like, at first, it was kind of strange this guy would come back the next day, right? We get to
with
that.
2 coffees.
Yes. Like, how do you know what she likes?
First of all, yeah.
I feel like coffee drinkers are pretty specific of like what they like. So,
some people are. I feel like some people are regular, like me. Like I'll drink whatever coffee put in front of me.
I guess you just get it black and then you can dress it yourself with whatever you have in your house. But your house is
I mean, I
destroyed.
drink it black anyway. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if someone gave me like a cream and sugar coffee, I would still drink it.
Yeah. Okay. Like, that's reasonable.
That was thoughtful of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Guess it's the thought. That's a positive thought that counts.
That's right. If you're not an asshole, you say thank you.
I'd be like, dairy?
And you drink
it. Pour it out in front of you.
Oh, thanks.
So then he comes back and he's like, she's like, I don't know you. What are you doing here? And blah, blah. And then he's like, do you have homeowners insurance? I was like, he's an insurance guy. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I knew it.
I knew it. The entire State Farm. And she goes on about deductibles again. So can you just stop saying the word deductibles? Why is the word deductible used in the script twice in this movie?
Right. And she also is like, just my whole life, I have that gut feeling that something bad is going to happen. And it does.
That's
that's the movie.
That's the point of the book.
Yeah. And basically he's like trying to convince her. He's like, well, things don't have to be a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about what I want instead of what I don't want, my life is just so much better. Which like just a swift kick to the face.
Yeah. Right. Seriously.
Do that guy some good.
Like kind of like what a jerk. Like my life sucks here, and like you're just doing your stupid philosophical stuff, and you're like, my life's great because I think this way. Completely change the way you're thinking. All right, I can't just change the way I think about life because of the situation I'm in. Like, I'm sorry, look at what I'm in. It's all relative. You have a nice house in Tennessee with, or I don't know if you live with your sister.
Your sister wife,
but like,
right?
Yeah, like you had a job at your professor. Like, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
I mean, she does call him out. She's like, oh, you're like one of those people that wakes up happy, I bet, right?
Yeah. But
and he's like, I bet I could fix your house for $500. She's like,
it's like,
what?
Bullshit.
Like, roofs cost thousands of dollars. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Why are you helping me?
Because I can. Okay. And then we're back inside dealing with the kids, right? And she's like, Missy's like, how can I have my party in 5 days? And Mom's like, well, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. So party's still on. Even
more importantly, right before that is just a quick throwaway with the littlest Bessie is like, she's like, I'm cleaning up the kitchen. And she's like throwing away her drawings from the fridge. And she's like, it got wet. And her mom's like, no. Oh, God. And she's like, my sister's right. I'm a liar about ponies.
The setup, like the hammering of the A foreshadowed of like the horse thing was
it's so funny.
Just so brutal. It was like in the beginning talking about how she lied about like owning a horse and like a pony, and then like the drawing of the pony, and then her breaking the pony later on, and then like the end of the movie she gets a fucking pony. I'm like, that's the power of positive thinking.
Her art.
Yeah. My art
is the saddest thing.
Yeah. Sucks
like
anyways,
5 years
kid.
old.
Yeah. Looks like a dog. I can't tell if it's a dog or a horse. It's got 4 legs and a tail.
This looks like ass. Throw that shit out.
Yeah. Get some paper. And how about you positive think your way into a better artist?
But then they have the birthday discussion, and Miranda's like, you can't cancel your birthday. You only turned 16 once, which is a ridiculous reason to do anything. But
I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Bray pops in from the ceiling and he's like, nice clean hole you got here. Everyone's like, what?
Hey, Bray, phrasing. Let's back it up a notch here.
And so basically he's like, yeah, I think probably this will cost $20. That'll cost $50. That'll maybe another couple hundred, this and that. Yeah, we can get it all done for $500. And Missy like looks at Miranda and they like exchange a glance, and Miranda's like, I don't know, magnets? What?
How do those even work? I don't even know, man.
Like she's trying to explain like why, like, oh, it's the power of positive thinking, but she's like, magnets?
Magnets? Like, oh my God. And then Nana shows up. Nana.
Yep.
Mother-in-law. So she she basically just, I don't know, she's just shitting on everything, pretty much. And long story short, she offers to take the kids home. She's like, because, black mold, darling, you can't stay here. They can't stay here. You got a hole in your roof.
I got 2 words for you, honey. Black mold.
Yeah.
But she's a couple of good gems, though, where she's like, she's like asking about Bray doing the construction. Like, is he licensed? He's from Tennessee. You're like,
wait,
what? What does that mean?
There's 2 times where they bring up him being licensed or not. It's like, you're in Louisiana. No one's going to care. Just
there's no rules.
There's no rules down there.
Yeah.
They plant their dead bodies above ground. There's no rules. Just fix the fucking roof.
Yep. But so they agree, though. She tells the kids to pack up, and basically they're like, how can you trust this guy with your house? And Miranda's like, well, not everyone's a serial killer. He's a professor. And she's like, have you met people lately?
I was like, I don't know. I think this is like the kind of the best kind of serial killers are professors, aren't they? Like,
yeah, definitely.
You have access to a plethora of people you can just kill.
But you can see the positive thinking starting to work.
It's making it turn. Mm-hmm. So then we're at the truck, and we got Bray's leaving. We got Miranda Bray chat here, right? And
we're all used to being sad, is the gist of it.
Yeah, basically.
Life is horrible. Yeah. My husband died 5 years ago, and he was a dreamer. That's why we hate dreams now.
Yep. That's why we don't dare to dream.
Right. I wish they had said it.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you're working on my house. I should probably have your number, right? And he's like, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She's like, it's still not working. I'll fix it. I'll figure that out. And then we're at Grindeldorf's shop here, restaurant, right? And this is Grandma and Miranda show up, I think, right? And the shop's fine, right? And Tucker's talking to Miranda, and she's like,
well, it's not quite fine.
Now, he says it's fine, right? He's like, it's fine, but like it's...
Yeah, it had some damage, but they were like, he's like, whatever, I'm a rich guy, who cares?
Yeah, we boarded up, and it definitely helped, which Miranda had said earlier, right? So,
Yep. And he's like, y'all could stay with me instead of having to live at Bobby's old people house.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, I love this exchange. Is that where you're going with this?
So great. Yeah. Go for it.
He's like, oh, like, who's working on your roof? And she's like, oh, just some guy you don't know.
Like, why would you
say it like that?
Like,
unless you really hate this guy.
And his reaction, his facial response is like,
yeah.
It was almost like, bitch, say what?
Oh, just some guy you don't know. He's like, oh, okay.
What?
It's literally, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, bye.
All right. See ya. Oh my God. So and then we got more Bobby there, Mrs. Wells. She's like, keep offering like advice about how like Tuck is a good guy, whatever. And like, she should mess.
He lost weight. I bet he's a good man.
Oh my
I'm a
God.
widow too, remember?
And then Miranda's going on more of that negative thinking. She's like, why force something that neither of us wants? Get in the car, old lady. Let's go. So,
right.
Yeah. And then we got like kind of a little cleaning house montage type of thing here, right?
We're up in the construction site. Yep.
Yeah. Bray's getting equipment ready. He's taking chairs outside. He's got the, blower going to dry off, get all the water dried out and whatever. He's moving tree branches. Yep. He's doing a lot of work. And then we get a flashback.
Yep. In the kitchen, he sees a family photo and he recognizes the husband, Matt. And that's which triggers the flashback to the engineering conference.
Right. Where they met.
That faithful engineering conference.
At Las Vegas. Yeah. So they were doing they hit it off and like doing some engineering, doing some inventing, blah, blah, blah. Right.
Yep.
And
Ray introduced him to some money, it seems like. Maybe a couple of backers here.
Some VCs,
this is that inventor
whatever.
I was telling you about.
Yeah. Investors, whatever. Yeah. At first I was immediately like, oh, this is going to be, they had some patent that's going to make them millions. That was like, okay, that was obvious.
Well, and shut the movie down.
Yeah, shut it down. Can we just get there? Because that's what's going to happen. That's going to be the secret.
Right.
And then, so Bray's in the kitchen still and he gets a phone call from some lady back in Tennessee. They're leaning at trying to make you think it's a girlfriend. So like, oh no. Miranda and Bray aren't going to hook up because he's got a girlfriend and she's going to
Or you're like, he's cheating. He's going to cheat on her with...
Or he's going to with Miranda and be like...
Right.
I mean, different zip code.
Different strokes.
Right. For different folks. And then, but this woman, she's just like, oh, so did you did she know about the envelope? Did you give it to her? Blah, blah. And he's like, oh, I haven't told her yet about it yet.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I think the universe is trying to tell me something and I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Stop bringing up the universe, please.
Yeah. It's so maddening.
Yes.
Like he just like shoehorns it in. Like I said, the character could have been interesting and they just like make it about this.
Yeah. He is the book, right?
Right.
He's not a character. He's just the philosophy of the book kind of.
Yep. The book incarnate.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. He's trying to figure out what the universe is telling him. And I know what it's telling us.
What?
That's the end of part 1.
You're right.
I know.
Nailed it. Good transition.
I asked for it. I believed it, and I received it. So here we are. We're done with part 1. So we'll be back. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. You can follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That, right? ITMT Pod on Twitter. YouTube. It's This Meets That. If you're listening, subscribe and share with a friend. Positive thinking.
Set it to auto download positively. So that way we'll be there for you in a crisis.
Yes. Or a hurricane.
Speaking of crisis, leave us a review. It's a crisis for me. I just love those sweet, sweet reviews. Can't get enough. Yeah. So leave us one, please, on Apple or Spotify, wherever you can. 5 stars, maybe a comment. Something will be nice.
Yeah.
Or whatever stars. Be honest about your stars. If you think we're a 3-star podcast, by all means. Or if you're feeling old fashioned, you don't want to be on the internet, but you do kind of want to be on the internet. You can start the draft offline and then send it in an email to us. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. You have to go online so that it'll send eventually, but then you can go right back to your cave or whatever you're doing. Or go to the website, another online place where you can find information about the podcast and me and Russ's book. There's probably a link there, I would assume.
All sorts of stuff.
There's a link to t-shirts and other good ITMT merch, which we would appreciate if you partook in, if you are into that. All the old episodes, we're coming up on 250, barreling towards 250. It's thismeetsthat.com. Check it out.